June, and I would love to show you my mistakes and what have I learned this month, especially that it was not an easy month for me, especially in case of psychology. And we'll focus mainly on this aspect today, and I hope you will enjoy. And let's jump to Tradezilla and see what have I done. So let's start from the stats from June, and we already have got the filter from the 1st of June till the 30th of June. And we can see that this month I have got $553 of the profit. The trade win was 51.7%, so only 29 of the trades were winning trades and 27 were losers, so that's not great. It would be better if it would be around 60. Profit factor was 1.1, also good that it's at least above 1, but I will need to work on it. And average win to loss, it's also very similar. It's coming kind of from also profit factor. So definitely, as we can see already from those informations, that month wasn't so great. I was struggling a lot. And especially we can see it in the net daily cumulative profit and loss, where at the beginning of the month I jumped to $780 of the profit, but then very fast I went down and I was in a drawdown for like 2 weeks almost. And finally now at the end of the month I started to get out of it, and I ended up on plus. As you maybe remember, there were a lot of factors which caused my huge drawdown. One was the sickness, but one I think even more important was that I got literally at the top the Apex account, and I very fast went into the drawdown in it. Psychologically, I got a huge problem with being on the minus on a completely fresh Apex account. So that's why I was struggling a lot. And when we'll go down, we'll see how my month looked like. So we can see that I started very good. The first week was $781 on plus. The first day, the 5th, was that day when I got my Apex account. On the first day, I placed 5 trades already, which is not great. I was trying not to be on the minus. Then on Friday, it was a very calm day and I got $300. But then the next week, I got back from my friend's wedding, and on Monday and Tuesday I was very sick. So we can see I not only was on the minus, but I also overtraded. And after having 3 out of 4 days on minus, the 5th day I overtraded again. Actually, I was on plus here, but literally, if we will see like the last trade of the day killed me. So I was kind of on a plus the day, kind of going back to break even, and then back on a plus of around $120. And then the last trade, the platinum, I thought that I can outsmart the system, but seems like no. And that was psychologically very bad trade. I couldn't close it. I was just seeing the drawdown and it was very hard. And just because of that week where I lost unfortunately $1,100, I was struggling till the end of the month to get back on a plus and be at least on a plus on the Apex account. It's $80. And I'm very happy about this because psychologically I'm finishing the month on plus, and also on the Apex account I'm not having a drawdown, so that's very good. But first, let's see what happened. What mistakes have I done? Like, why this month was so hard for me, and what I should never ever do again. So my first very big mistake of the month was setting the goals. It's funny because you're setting the goals because you want to achieve something and you're trying to aim that. But in trading, I feel like it doesn't work necessarily like that, especially when your goal is a certain dollar amount. And for me, as you maybe remember, May was very good and I got $2,500 from May. So the same aim I had got for June. I wanted to also achieve $2,500. And that gave me so much pressure and anxiety, especially as you could see like in the first 2 weeks after also getting the Apex account. And it led to overthinking, overtrading, micromanaging, and a lot of stress connected with trading, which is not great. So what should have I done differently about setting my goals? Well, I came across Leila Hermosi YouTube video, which is about how to achieve anything. And she's saying that you should never set your goals based on the outputs, but based on the inputs. So it means that you cannot control the output. So you cannot, for example, control how much weight you will lose this month. For example, you want to lose 50K, or how many sales you will do. For example, you want to achieve like 100 sales, or if you will pass this exam. But what you can control are the inputs that are leading us to the outputs. So for example, instead of saying that like you want to lose 50K, your goal should be you will regularly go to the gym. The same with the exam. You will study a lot to the exam and you will try to pass the exam. You will do all your best to achieve the goal. So for example, for me, I should not say that I will achieve 2,500 this month because this is an output, but I should more focus on the inputs. So for example, I will stick to the strategy. I will manage my risk management correctly. I will try to place the trades only, for example, on free touch point trendline break. I will stick to certain hours when I'm trading. I will place, for example, only one trade per day or maximum two, for example. And I will try to hold longer. So those are the goals which are leading me to my aim. But when I will achieve my aim, you don't know. But at least I will be making those small steps towards my goal. And that was one huge mistake at the beginning of this month, because instead of like working on the inputs, I was working on the output. I was like, I need to achieve that. I need to get this 2,500. My last month was so good, so why not this one? And well, it doesn't work like that. So for the next month, I will literally focus on the inputs that I just told you. An additional mistake connected to the dollar amount was that I got my funded account on Apex. That's great, I got finally my funded account on 50K. However, before on the valuation account, I had got $53,000, and that already made me this $3,000 of backup of even if I was going to the drawdown, I was feeling like, okay, like I earned those money through trading. Obviously in trading, you are encountering losses and that is normal, but those money were already taken from this pile of 3,000 that I already built up. And here I was starting from zero. I didn't have got this pile of safety money that I created from trading. Completely clean new account with only 50K. So when I just was going to the drawdown to the minus to 49 something K, it was already like psychologically placing me in a wrong position where I was thinking, oh no, I need to get out of this drawdown. Like I'm already on a minus. I need to be on a plus. And obviously, additionally, because I was sick, I completely overtraded and I lost more money. And what was also happening, whenever I was placing a trade, as you maybe remember, my stop loss is usually on $300. This is my maximum loss that I can encounter. And what was happening whenever I was getting into the trade, I was feeling like, no, this is not the right trade. I think it's actually going against me. So I should get out as fast as possible to not get too big losses. As 300 at the beginning might sound quite a bit, because 4 losses of $300 and you're already on minus 1,200, which is a lot. So that's why I was closing a bit faster the trades, not waiting for my safety line to be crossed. A lot of those trades actually went into my direction, but I just closed them too early, and that led to this vicious cycle of, oh, I'm in a trade. Oh no, it's going against me. Let's close it. Oh no, it's going the right direction. Oh, maybe I should re-enter. And the vicious cycle was going over and over on that second week of June. So to deal with this problem, I decided to literally get rid of the dollar, tick, or percent amount from my position. So whenever I'm placing now the position, I have got already calculated before with the position tool where is my stop loss and where is my take profit. And I'm having like the position sign where I am, but I'm not seeing neither how much dollars I'm getting or losing, or ticks, or the percentage. I don't know anything until like it will reach the take profit or stop loss. Obviously, while seeing the charts, I can estimate somehow how much I'm losing or gaining. And then I'm trying to calculate that, unfortunately, with the position tool. However, this gives me a huge advantage that I'm not seeing and I'm not feeling this pressure of seeing the dollar amounts. So that's good. And also, as you know, my trading account is connected to TradingView, and as you maybe remember, like at the bottom you can see your account number and if it's going on a plus or on a minus your position. So also I hide that one, so I'm not literally seeing anything, and I'm trying to trust myself. It is very hard and I'm very much working on it. I'm still calculating this in my head, even that I'm not seeing those amounts. With the position tool, I'm trying to see like, oh, okay, this is 60 ticks. Maybe I should start getting out. But that definitely helped my psychology a lot. And here I wanted to add the quote from the book Trading in a Zone, which is saying that accepting the risk means accepting the consequences of your trades without emotional discomfort or fear. So, for example, I was fearing that I will lose money when I was just on a drawdown. I was not waiting for my safety line. But what should have happened, I should have encountered that loss at the beginning of my risk management and be able to hold the trade through the drawdown and just take this loss. Because what also Mark is saying in his book is that it doesn't do you any good to take the risk of putting on a trade if you are afraid of the consequences. And I was afraid of the consequences. I was not accepting my potential loss. So that is very important. If you're placing a trade, you need to, from the beginning, accept the consequence that you can lose those money. And the other way that I figured out how to deal with the potential losses is when you're placing a trade and you're already setting your potential risk. For example, if the risk is $300, you should deduct those $300 from your account, and at the end of the trade, whatever you will gain or lose, this is your new balance. But already immediately when you're placing a trade, you know that, okay, now my account is, for example, not $51,000, but it is $50,700. And in this way, like your mind is already switching. And that, I think, not to be afraid of consequences is very, very important. Obviously, I will be working on that for quite some time, but it is a very important thing to remember. And the last thing that is less of a mistake, but something that I'm working on, is, as you know, changing of the instruments. So I was mainly trading gold and oil within the last 2 months. However, I am getting back to platinum as, due to the unstable situation in the world, platinum is reacting way less on the sudden news rather than gold and oil. So I was placing paper trades in platinum for 2 weeks in June. However, I was very scared of placing any real trades. And the reason why I was so scared is because the trades that I was placing on the paper, they were not necessarily completely accordingly to the strategy. So as you know, before I was already placing the platinum trades on 15-minute time frame, and I built that relationship with it. So for example, I know in which time of the day the platinum is making a bigger move. However, it requires an intuition to place those trades. And because those trades were not so perfect, I was too scared to place them and I was not trusting my intuition. And this is an additional thing which I really need to incorporate next month, to trust myself and trust my intuition, because this is why you're building those relationships with the instruments. So strategy is very important in trading. However, each instrument is behaving slightly different. If you will look at the gold is, for example, making a move and then is doing a pullback before it will make the proper move. Oil, on contrary, like it's making a lot of fake outs. While platinum likes to do a fake outs in the morning at 8 a.m. and then afterwards finally establishing which direction it is going. So those small things that you're realizing what the instrument is doing is building your relationship with the instrument and your intuition when you should place a trade or not. So next month I should definitely trust my intuition way more. And also, as I was mentioning at the beginning, I should more focus on the inputs rather than outputs. So apart from the intuition, I should definitely stick to the strategy, and this is number one point. If the market is making a move accordingly to the strategy, but makes some fake outs, then I should trust my intuition if I should or should not get into the trade. I should definitely work on my risk management and get more comfortable with the bigger dollar amounts numbers. And I should hold longer. So as I was mentioning in a previous video, I should maybe place a trade, trust myself, get out of the screens at the beginning for the first 20 minutes, and then get back. As well as I would like to try to get in each instrument to stick to at least 100 ticks and then maybe start closing the trades. Those are still big goals, however this time I will be working on the inputs and not on the final result. So I hope this will help me to get a better month in July. And I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something from my mistakes, and see you next time. Bye!